We just completed the tragic story of the life of Yiftach yesterday. And we pointed out at the end of the chapter is we don't have many years of peace after Yiftach or the three Shoftim judges who we have very little detail about who follow him. And in fact, it doesn't say we have any peace. And we'll start now with chapter 13, whereas opposed to that, Vayosifu b'nei Yisrael asot hara b'nei Adonai, vayitneim Adonai b'yad plishtim 40 shana. The Israelites continue to sin, so we're back to the beginning of the beginning of the cycle. Bnei Yisrael sinning, and God now handing them over this time to the Plishtim. Vayesh echad mitzar'a mimishpachat Adoni ushmo Manoach v'ishto akara belo yalada. So we have somebody now. We're introduced to a man from the tribe of Dan whose name is Manoach, and his wife is an akara. His wife is unable to give birth. Vayera malach el ha'isha, and an angel appears to the woman. Yomer Ileha, hinena at akara, and he says, "You are barren," as if she didn't know. Thanks for the reminder. Below yaladit, bahariti v'yaladit bain, and right, but you will have a child. You will conceive, you will be impregnated, and you will have a child. However, v'yata hishamrina v'al tishti yayin v'shechar v'al tochli kol tamei, and he gives her very nutritional advice. We don't want fetal alcohol syndrome, right? Don't drink any wine. Don't drink alcohol. And she also says, don't eat anything unclean. No processed foods. This was that's not exactly what the angel was saying. The angel is right, but he's telling her to stay away from some of the items that we associated with a Nazir, with the Nazarite, who is not allowed to have wine and is now not allowed to go into the cemetery. He's not allowed to be associated with things that are tameh. Why? But this is just the beginning. Ki hinei chara v'yoladet bein umora lo yalel rosho ki nazir Elohim yiyeh hanar min habaten v'hu yachel lo shiat Yisrael miyad plishtim. For you're going to have a son, and no razor shall touch his head. He's going to be a Nazir, a Nazarite to God from the womb, and he shall be the first to deliver Israel from the Philistines. And right here it says, so he's going to be the first. He's not necessarily going to complete the job we've had in the past, where Devorah and Gidon and Ehud and Neel ben Kenaz, all of these judges, they went and they vanquished the enemy and there was peace. But here it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that it's going to be, that peace is going to result. I don't know if this story is brought up by the religious people in terms of questions about abortion, right? He's a na'ar min habeten. He's an hour already from the womb on. Of course, you can spin the text whichever way you want. He's the exception. He's the rule. Vatavo ha'isha, continuing verse 6. Vatomer li'isha. So the woman came and said to her husband, Lemor isha Elohim ba'elai umareu k'mareh malach Elohim no rama'o. V'lo shaltiu emi zehu ve'et shmo lo higidli. And she said, oh my God, this man of God came to me. He looked like an angel. It was frightening. And it was incredible. I didn't ask him where he was from, nor did he tell me his name. Vayomerli, and he said to me, he said, you're going to become pregnant, you're going to have a son. Right? Don't drink wine, don't eat anything impure, because the child will be a Nazir from conception, or from the time that he's in the womb until he dies. And so Manoach turns and prays, he pleads to God and says as follows, Bi Adonai, Isha l'masher shalachti avona, ode leinu v'yorenu manas elenar ha-yulad. And Manoach says, let this man of God come again to us and let him instruct with us how we're supposed to act with this child. Does he not trust his wife? I mean, does he want to behold the angel? Why does he need, they were already told what's going to happen. Vayishma Elohim b'kol Manoach, but God listens to Manoach. But interestingly, right, so then the God listens and sends the angel back again. But right, where do we see? Manoach, who God listens to, is not present. He is not there when the angel appears again. So clearly, we're trying to, the text is saying that Manoach is not worthy. And I think it's part of a larger sense of something that we've had in this book, which we've come back to, that in this ancient period where women are taking the leadership roles, or your women, to a woman, God is saying, you're going to have a child. This is not God appears with the three angels to Abraham. There is a lack of leadership, and women are stepping in and taking the role. As we've said before, we're living in a different world today. Things are very, very different. But in the ancient period, this is showing a lack of leadership, a lack of strength on the top. And even though Manoach here prays to God and asks God to reappear, the angel comes not when Manoach is there. It's when Manoach is not present. Isha, her husband, Einima, was not there with her. But she's a good, dutiful wife, and therefore she runs and tells her husband. She says, he appeared to me again, the man. And Manoach followed his wife. It's a favorite pasuk of many, many people. And he came and he asked the man, are you the man who spoke to my wife? And the man, who was really an angel, but he thinks he's a man, answered yes. I hope what you say is going to come true. What rules shall be for this boy? What are we supposed to do? Everything that I told the woman, your wife, you need to listen to. And he specifies in case somehow she didn't get it, even though it was told. Right? No, nothing from a vine, no wine, no alcohol. Don't eat anything unclean. She must observe all that I commanded her. And Manoach says to this angel of God, who again he thinks is a man of God, stay here so we can prepare a kid for you. We can make you a sacrifice. Im ta'atzreini lo auchal belachmecha, bim taseh ola la'Adonai ta'alena, ki lo yada Manoach ki malach Adonaihu. But the angel said to him, if you detain me, if you make me stay here, I shall not eat your food. And if you present a burnt offering, offer it to God. Right? The angels aren't physical beings; they don't eat. So Manoach didn't, but Manoach didn't know. Manoach lo malach Adonai mi shemecha ki yavo divarcha v'kiva. The kibad nucha. So Manoach says, what's your name? We'd like to honor you when your words come true. We're gonna donate something in your honor. And the angel said to him, why are you asking my name when that is my wonder? That is my surprise as to who is my name. And this happened, we had the same thing earlier, where we had an angel appear to Yaakov. Yaakov rested with the angel. Last week's Parsha, if you remember, Parsha of Vayishlach, and Yaakov asked the angel his name, and the angel says, that is Peli. Same thing. That's my mystery. It's unknowable. It's something that I cannot tell you. Vaikach Manoach. Nevertheless, Manoach goes, and he takes that Gdiya is in Bet HaMincha v'yala latzur l'Adonai, and he offers them up on a rock. He's offering a sacrifice. And this incredible thing happened while Manoach and his wife looked on. And what was this incredible thing? The flames leap up towards the sky, right? The fire, the flames are going up. The angel, this vision, this man who's there, he goes up with the flames as well. And they threw themselves onto the ground. They were terrified. The angel had finished his mission, told them what they needed to know. He was not appearing anymore. And at that point, Manoach knew with certainty that this was a Malach Hashem, that this was a messenger of God. And Manoach turned to his wife and said, we will surely die because we saw God. And his wife said to him, his wife said to him, if God wanted to kill us, Why would he have accepted our burnt offering, our meal offering? Why would he let us see these things? His angel come to appear to us. Why would he have told us that we're going to have this child? Clearly, God does not want us to die. What you're saying, you're scared, your fear is not correct. And then we're told that what was supposed to happen comes true. Vateleri shabein vatikra shmo Shimshon vayigdal hanar vayivarchehu Adonai. So she becomes pregnant and she names her son Samson. And the boy grew up and the Lord blessed him. Vatachel ruach Adonai lefamo b'machnedan bein Sarah uvein Eshtoel. And the Spirit of God would appear to him and moved him at times in the encampment of Dan between Zorah and Eshtoel, which is not far away from the territory of the Philistines. Interesting to note here, his name is Shimshon. Shimshon related to Shemesh, the sun. There are those who in the ancient period, think of this as this mythical story about the power of the sun and the sun god, the Shemesh, right, is the sun. Or, you can think of it that way. You can also think of it, right, that the angel went up in a fire, in a flame, sort of like a ray of sun, that was ascending rather than descending, and maybe that's part of the reason she names him Shemesh, like the sun, like the ray of sun. And what we see in this chapter here, there's many things, but this is what's called the Annunciation chapter, right? This is the chapter where God comes, the angel comes and tells them that they're going to have a child. And what we see is nobody in the chapter is worthy. That's number one. We need to have somebody new who's born. He needs to be separated. There's something wrong with Bnei Israel. So just to have another judge from Bnei Israel is not going to save them. There has to be something that's different about him. He is a Nazir. A Nazir is somebody who lives outside of the norms of society. They don't cut their hair. They don't care about the way they look. They don't go to a cemetery. Going to a cemetery, going to a funeral is being part of of society. Somebody passed away, and we're going to show our condolences. We don't drink wine because wine is a social activity. God, drink it. And so we need somebody who's going to go and fight the battles of Israel. It has to be somebody new. It has to be somebody different, because what Bnei Israel are doing is not right, and they're just continuing in their regular order is not going to work. And so we have this chapter, we have this strange story. Bnei Israel is not able to give, these people are not able to give birth. Maybe you can see it as a metaphor that the Jewish people are not able to call out to God. We don't have them calling out to God. We don't have them trying to come back to God. And so we need to start anew. We need to start afresh. It has to be somebody different. It has to be a new birth. And what will happen with this new birth, with this child who is so different than everybody else, we will continue to see in the next chapter.